Hey guys, it's JRB from Metal Honor headquarters or MOHHQ.com. I got actually a couple people with me, a few people with me today. I got Daniel Chen. He is the Medal of Honor community manager, senior community manager.
Senior community manager.
That's right.
He's old.
I am indeed.
Yeah, I got Season with me here too. He's actually moving over from the Battlefield 3 side. How's everything going with that Season?
It's doing really good. I mean, I'm glad to be back working at EA because my contract ended, so I came back. They wanted me back, so here I am.
Nice, nice, nice. Glad to have you back. We worked with you a little bit on Battlefield 3 before the release.
Battlefield, yeah.
Yeah, definitely good to have you back. Well, let's get started. We're going to talk a little bit about the initial info for Warfighter, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Danger Close. So, Daniel, anything you want to tell us about Warfighter just to start it off?
Yeah, so we first announced the game in February, and we're launching on October 23rd of this year. We're just getting started, but we really appreciate you guys taking the time to podcast with us, and we're kind of excited to share some more news and have more cool information coming.
Awesome, awesome. So, in Medal of Honor 2010, we basically were focused in Afghanistan, but we're going worldwide this time.
Exactly. So the story this time is a little bit different. Historically, the Medal of Honor franchise always focused on one campaign, an actual one. This time, we're actually taking it out of the realm of like a real war or real war theater. And the story was written by Tier 1 operators while on duty. So the core kind of character this time, if you will, is this really horrible explosive device called the PETN. And the story is about how the Tier 1 operators are hunting the global terror of the PETN and just chasing leads and through the campaign.
Nice, nice. It's all going to be in Frostbite too, right? You guys put on a little show at GDC.
Exactly. It's going to be based on the Frostbite 2 engine. I mean, we're getting some early looks on test builds in single player and multiplayer, and it's looking gorgeous, man.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen a couple of screenshots, and I got to say, a lot of people, it really opened their eyes on Battlefield 3, and I can't wait to see what Danger Close can do with it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the characters from Medal of Honor 2010. Preacher, Mother, Voodoo, they're coming back.
Preacher, Mother, Voodoo coming back for sure. We're going to get smaller cameos from other characters, which we're not ready to talk about just yet, and introducing some new ones as well.
Nice, nice. So tell me about Danger Close. I know a lot of people, they didn't really get the feel for Danger Close in Medal of Honor 2010, mainly because DICE did the multiplayer. And, today in FPS, multiplayer is just the big thing that people are worried about. Tell me a little bit more about the Danger Close guys.
Exactly. So the Danger Close team came together to create the single player campaign in Medal of Honor 2010. And it's like a really cool story. I kind of equate it to like the story of the Seven Samurai. A lot of industry veterans from other, studios, Treyarch, guys who have worked on previous Medal of Honor titles, as well as members of the DICE team. And this time, Danger Close is going to be working on both the single player and the multiplayer based on the Frostbite 2 engine, like we talked about. And that's, I think, a really cool story in addition to the development of the game. So we want to be able to highlight more about the team itself and the development processes and stuff they're doing to make this game even better than the last one. But for more, you're going to have to stay tuned because we're still working on it.
Right. Still in heavy development, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can't talk too much about the game today, but what's it like working with Greg Goodrich? I keep seeing these interviews with him and these different partners, and he really seems like he knows what he's talking about, and he's very passionate.
Yeah, Greg's a great guy. I mean, even for myself, I only recently joined a couple months before we announced, but he's just been really hands-on. And the thing that maybe most people don't know is he's actively reading our Facebook page, the Twitter, the forums, and he's kind of always coming by and asking like, hey, well, what are they talking about? So he's one of those great developers that really has an eye for what the community's sentiment is and what they're talking about and how we're kind of best trying to address that. And not only that, I mean, this guy is like a rock star. Like he's worked on some of the most memorable first-person shooters. The one that I liked is his work on Wolfenstein and other games in addition to that. And so he's kind of focused on bringing the same level of quality. but just on a very personal level, love working with them. We've got the partner blogs, and he's so hands-on. He's very involved. Loves working on the videos as well as the blog posts. So yeah, it's been a great experience.
Yeah, I can tell. I can say I've never seen an executive producer so involved in the community, so that's really good. So, 12 tier one units going to be in the game, right? A lot of people were saying, well, how did you guys work out, which teams were going to be in game?
Yeah, so that's all kind of part of the story of Danger Close, I feel like. So even on the last game in Mo 2010, they had been working with tier one operators, and as those relationships kind of developed beyond just, hey, we work with these guys to a much more personal level, they would talk about other experiences that they've had, and other tier one operator units that these guys have worked with out in the field, and that's kind of how the relationship grew. And part of it was organic, but also a lot of it applied to this game, right? So that was really the core. These guys that Danger Close was working with so closely, who did they like? Who did they respect? Like, who have they come in contact with? And that's how it happened. And now we have 12 units from around the globe that are going to be involved. And from the initial response that we've seen, that's definitely one of the things that a lot of people are excited about, And we have the SEALs, we have Delta, but it goes way beyond that. And we're really excited because, players from Europe and Canada, Australia and Asia, they're all really kind of getting excited because their country is getting represented in the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a breath of fresh air, like you said, for everyone around the world, because people are so used to, like the United States and Russia just going at it. And it definitely sounds like you guys are making a huge campaign, which is really exciting because the reboot in 2010 was probably the best campaign that I've ever played. I think
Yeah.
Kyle would agree with me on that. That's pretty much all we talk about now.
I mean, if you just look from the scope of like games, you'd think there were, literally SEALs and Delta, and that was it, but that's not the case. There are high level units around the world that are just as, tough and mean and effective. So yeah, we're definitely going to be highlighting that in this game.
Nice. So far, I mean, Medal of Honor's been in the makes for like what, 12 years now since the first game.
No more. It started in 1999, so that's 13 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very nice. So what do you guys think of the, Medal of Honor taking turn the tables to modern set events? So I think it's World War II Medal of Honor's been based on until now.
Right. Yep.
So what do you guys think of that?
Yeah. So for people who don't know, the idea of the first Medal of Honor was kind of based on Saving Private Ryan almost directly. In fact, Steven Spielberg was kind of the creative force behind it. And in the last game, we took the theater from, we switched it up from World War II to the modern kind of warfare. And that was well received. But this time around, I think we're taking it even beyond that, right? Because it also switched not just from like historical to modern, but it also went from like big military to this much more of a scalpel kind of unit, right? These guys that are at the top level of their expertise. So I think people who like that kind of very focused gameplay, that really like competitive multiplayer, are really going to enjoy this, because you will get kind of that really close-up action, intense feeling that is really kind of special to this genre, I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing I like about Medal of Honor is, when you look at Battlefield, it's all out action on these really big maps, but you look at Medal of Honor, especially the reboot in 2010, and it's got really an emotional feel to it too. And I think that's what you guys are aiming for in Warfighter too. It's going to be following Preacher and his family too, right?
Yeah, so in the single player campaign, it's focused on the family and the impact of what military and kind of being in the special forces is like for the family. So our writer, Mike McCarthy, has kind of gives me a download of what they're doing on that side of it. And it's just amazing. It's just going to be this really awesome, I totally equated it to like an epic movie kind of a feel in terms of the story that they're working on for this game. So yeah.
Oh, nice, very nice. Yeah, I think that last scene in the reboot 2010 was very memorable. And Rabbit's going in and out of conscious, and
yeah,
you really feel like you're there trying to keep Rabbit alive, and you know, you guys did such a good job on that. So yeah, there you go. Warfighter is going to be out in October, on the 23rd to be exact. It's going to be for all 3 platforms, PC, Xbox, and PS3. So check us out at MOHHQ.com. And thanks again, Daniel, Season. Thanks again. We look forward to having more podcasts with you in the future.
Yeah, let's come back when we have more to talk about the game, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I see you guys around.
All right, thanks.
Well, Cal, you got everything. Cal's going to be, he's my designer for MOHHQ, and he's also a designer for Battlefield 02. So. Wow. I'm a little bit jealous.
Someone called upon the Oompa Loompas, man.
Sorry, that was my text message.
Are they
That kind
joining
of
the
scared me a
interviews
little
too?
bit.
That's funny.
I thought Megan was back here watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.